CM Punk, the self-proclaimed best in the world, has been the subject of controversy and criticism since returning to the wrestling mainstream in 2021. Still as obnoxious and arrogant as ever, Punk's entire career is tainted with self-absorbed public tantrums that rubbed his peers and fans the wrong way. So why exactly does CM Punk believe he's the best in the world, which, spoilers, he's not? There are dozens of CM Punk matches full of botches and tributes to legends, but I'll give you a first-hand account of his worst, because I'm partially responsible for booking it. Coming up, I'll share the behind-the-scenes story and give a full video breakdown of CM Punk's worst match ever. Hey man, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the Midnight Hustle channel by just clicking that little button below, right over, you know where it is. It's not like it's the first time you've ever done this, and click the like button too while you're at it. Don't wait till the end. You're just gonna run off to the next video and forget all about it. Just do it now. It's right there. It's free. Just click. How hard is it? There you go. There you go. Thank you very much. I'm DieHard Derek, and I was the booker, head writer, creative director, co-promoter, and whatever else you want to call me, of Billy Firehawk's NWA Cyberspace and NWA Shockwave from 2004 to 2007, and I had the privilege of hosting CM Punk's worst match ever. How'd this happen? Billy Firehawk needs to be credited for running the first TNA Impact Wrestling house shows before they were doing so themselves. Firehawk would book a dozen TNA talents on these small New Jersey wrestling shows, and it started picking up steam when I came on to help steer it in the right direction. At the time, TNA knockout Tracy Brooks was in a relationship with CM Punk, and she approached me to see if I had any interest in bringing him in. I was aware of his reputation and drawing power in the indies, so I told her to have him get in contact with me. I tell Firehawk, hey, we have the chance to bring in Punk, and Firehawk immediately says, I know exactly what to do. I'm gonna reform The Gathering. The Gathering? The Gathering storyline in TNA was a low point in CM Punk's career, at least up until this match. The group had CM Punk teaming with Julio De Niro in a meaningless feud against Raven and his flock. I wish I could tell you more about it, but I didn't watch TNA wrestling back then, and I sure as shit wasn't gonna do it for this video. But here's how it goes down. Firehawk makes the decision. I try to convince him not to, and then he insists. I figure, let's give the big guy what he wants since he's paying for it, and once the idea shits the bed, I can rebook Punk in a better way. To expedite the process, I suggest that Punk and De Niro challenge the NWA Cyberspace Tag Team Champions, The Solution. My plan was to give Firehawk his Gathering reunion in a tag match against our best, the champions. You can't get any higher than that. And once the crowd reaction doesn't live up to par, then I can work on putting Punk in a better feature matches as a singles wrestler. I finally get the call from Punk, and when he asks who he's working on the card, I tell him, Firehawk wants you to reform The Gathering with Julio De Niro. And he goes, ugh. Same thing I was thinking when Firehawk pitched it to me. I didn't even get the chance to tell him what my plans were because when he made that sound, he kind of deflated us both. I figured I'd get him to the show and we'll talk about it in the locker room. Day of the show, I can't find this fucking guy. I'm looking everywhere. I'm panicking. And then, in a distance, I see a guy in the corner with a hoodie on, listening to his iPod. It's him. It's CM Punk. I want to be like, yo, what the fuck, guy? I've been looking for you everywhere because normally someone new to the locker room would approach and introduce themselves to the promoter, but not this fucking guy. Whatever, I don't have time to waste. I start going over the show script with him. Punk looks at the script and says, fuck, working for this guy, you think you're working for Vince. Are you fucking serious, bro? Yo, my asshole meter is on fire right now. So the finish of the match was planned for Julio De Niro to eat the pin, have the Solution retain the tag team titles, and tease a little tension between De Niro and Punk after the loss. Maybe, wink, wink, this Gathering reunion wasn't the best idea. I know. You're probably saying, you bring in CM Punk and have him lose his first match? Yeah. He already said it was like working for Vince, didn't he? Anyway, the point is, the plan was to get the tag title shot. Didn't work. Okay, moving on as a singles guy. And Julio, stay the fuck away from me, you pin-eating asshole. Simple, right? But during the match, the fans were so excited to see CM Punk, not necessarily in a tag match with Julio, but in the building, in our ring. Now, let me just say, the Indies was a different beast back then. It wasn't as amazing as it currently is now in 2023. It was very different. And I saw it. I look back on some of my own promotions matches and I'm like, the fuck was that? How did I not see this shit before? So, yes, I had CM Punk in my ring, but trust me, and you will see, he wasn't doing CM Punk type shit. Here's the kicker. Firehawk hears the crowd and thinks Punk just became his new golden goose. Firehawk comes up to me. Mind you, the match is already happening in the ring. Firehawk says, "You hear this crowd? They love him. We messed up." I'm like, "Yeah, you think?" Firehawk says, "We should have had them win the tag titles tonight." Wait, I don't think I'm hearing the same thing, Firehawk. Right then and there, in the middle of the match, a match that was the main event on that show that had been worked on between the two teams in the back, a match that's in the fucking ring right now. Firehawk says, "Go tell him to change the finish and drop the belts to De Niro and Punk." In the middle of the fucking match. So I told them, and they did. And you'll see in the video how it just falls apart from there. Remember that deflation from the phone call? Now imagine getting that from everyone else involved in that match. The defending champs, their manager, the referee, Punk, who's already not on the same page as us and giving a half-ass performance. I felt absolutely terrible. Plus, Punk holding the tag strap prolongs me breaking up what was supposed to be a one-night-only reunion of the Gathering. Now he's saddled with Julio De Niro and the tag team titles. Well, you waited long enough. If you're still here after hearing that story and waiting to see this shit show, thank you for having nothing better to do. In case you're wondering, CM Punk bailed on his next booking and left Julio alone with his traps. Punk called me to tell me he was signed by WWE and going to OVW. Turned out to be true, but he sure as hell was happy not to be coming back. And let me just say this. I have nothing but respect for everyone in this match. It was a very difficult situation to work through, and they all did so as professionals. But it also came at the cost of having a quality match. So without further ado, here is CM Punk's worst match ever.
The granddaddy of cyberspace.
Here are the NWA Cyberspace Tag Team Champions, Havoc and Papadon, The Solution, being led to the ring by manager of managers, the sure thing, John Shane. Let me just say that I'm a huge fan of The Solution, and this was during a time when WWE was making it public that they wanted to do away with tag teams and that there was no value in a tag team division, as well as managers. They were also fading out managers, like you didn't have a mouthpiece for teams anymore. But you look at teams today, like FTR, Wheeler and Hardwood. I mean, love that team. I just absolutely love that team. And back in 2004, 2005, 2006, I saw The Solution as the original FTR. The Solution would go into the ring and they would bring that old school academics of professional tag team wrestling, okay? They wore the same outfit, they worked together, they had a finishing move together. I mean, I absolutely love these guys as a tag team. They brought tradition, and John Shane too. I mean, you want to talk about a guy who was cut from the same cloth as Bobby the Brain Heenan. We're talking about the sure thing, John Shane. And just because the mainstream wasn't going and featuring tag team wrestling or featuring managers in prominent roles, didn't mean that I wasn't going to take my old school mentality and my old school passion for the business and try to replicate that here. And that's exactly what John Shane and The Solution did. John Shane was my Bobby the Brain Heenan. The Solution, they were my Tully and Arn, or they were my classic tag team at my Heart Foundation. You can look at Papa Don as the Hitman, and you can look at Havoc as Jim the Anvil. Anyway, I really, really loved these guys, and I wanted. They were great tag team champions. So to put them in a match like this, it was good for them to have a main event tag team match on a show featuring CM Punk. That was really good. But overall, against Julio De Niro, wait a minute. What the? Where's CM Punk? Again, this goes to show I barely watched my fucking matches, and I should have done that back then. Where's Punk? Punk's not even there. Punk doesn't come out. So clearly, they have determined that, let me just say, as the booker and the head writer, I didn't write this. Why wouldn't Punk have come out? Like, if you're going to do something, if you're going to tease Punk's entrance and make it bigger. Hold on, let me see what Julio's got to say here. Again, I didn't write this shit. Okay, so the success to every tag team matches, started off with a promo, okay? The fans have been waiting to see CM Punk. You're just delaying him coming out. You're delaying the reaction. Okay, let's see where it goes. Hold the fuck up. Wait a minute. This wasn't a tag team title match? Now, don't get me wrong. This happened, I don't know, 2005, 2006, whatever it was. So I don't remember the storylines. I don't remember how Julio De Niro weaseled his way into a match with the Solution. But I sure as hell know that if he did, why wouldn't we have booked it? Why would I have booked a non-title match? That makes no sense whatsoever. Especially if you already know, if you've already established that Julio De Niro and CM Punk being that featured attraction, that draw to come to the show, to see this main event, why wouldn't it be for the tag team titles? I know I didn't fucking write that. That's ridiculous. That Julio De Niro has to go in right before the match starts and say, if you guys agree to make this a tag team title match, then I'll tell CM Punk to come out from the locker room. Again, not my pencil. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, you're gonna give them the opportunity, if they grant you a tag team title match, for them to have a 2-on-1 beatdown, knowing that you have a partner, featured attraction, the guy that people paid to see, in the back. Fucking wrestling logic. Here we go.
That's an interesting proposition.
Yeah, look, the empty seats in the back definitely want to see this match. They're really, really excited for it. They're cheering. Give them the match. Give them the match. Make it a title match. Okay, so Julio De Niro is making this ultimatum that, hey, if you promise me a tag team title match, then we can have this match 2-on-1. So you're basically telling the crowd that they're not going to see CM Punk. God bless John Shane and the Solution for having to swallow this shit with a smile on their face. This doesn't even amount to the amount of shit they're going to be eating later. So it's a tag team title match? It fucking said it on paper. I don't know who gave you the authority to go out there and say, hey, this is really going to jazz the fucking place up. The people are really going to lose their minds because, it was non-title, and now you're finally agreeing to make this a title match. You gotta love Papa Don's face. Look at how he sells for the crowd. If there were 1,000 people in that place and the people with the cheapest seats, that face alone sells the shock value, okay? He's not selling for the ringside. He's selling for the people deep in the cheap seats, okay? So shout out to Papa Don. Look at him overselling this travesty of a concept for a tag team title match and Julio De Niro's poorly booked moment. Again, not my pencil. Not my pencil. But yeah, thank you, Papa Don, for bringing some life to this fucking pulseless match.
What a swerve!
Oh, wait a minute. It's a swerve? Oh, okay, you promised me? Great. Bring out Punk. Wasn't the agreement that if you granted me the tag team title match, that it would be 2-on-1, but now there's a swerve? Whew. I guarantee you that was Julio's idea. And I'm pretty sure once they were pitched that, while they were getting together, the two teams in the back in the locker room, and they were putting this match together, Julio's like, and then I can go out and I can fucking say, like, oh, if you don't give me a tag team title match, then, I'm not going to bring out Punk. But then if you give me a tag team title match, it's 2-on-1. But then you say yes, and then all of a sudden it's a swerve. And then here comes Punk. And Punk was like, ugh. Fuck, I'm saying that right now. This is my own fucking match. I told you it was bad.
Julio getting one over on John Shane in the
No, yeah, he's really getting one over.
And is it true? Is he here?
Is it true? Is he here? I'm sure the fans are wondering too. They're like, I sat through all this fucking show to see CM Punk.
This thing
and oh my God, there he is! Finally, Punk to no fanfare. All right, so let's get this straight. Hold on a minute. All right, I get this shit off the screen a minute. All right, so you pay to see Punk. You tease the whole Punk thing, right? Like Punk isn't here. Look, I know that maybe I didn't flesh it out fully in the script, but I know that Punk's introduction was a lot better than that. I mean, if anything, Julio could come out through the curtain, look at the crowd, not get much of a reaction as usual. And then he says, oh, wait a minute. And then he makes way and introduces CM Punk. Or he even goes in the ring. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, I know why you're here tonight. You're here because tonight you want to see new tag team champions. And in order for me to do that, I scoured the earth to find the best partner possible. And here he is. You want to see him, and I want to be his partner with gold around our waist. The one and the only CM Punk. And then the music hits. Punk comes out through the curtain, slides in the ring. Maybe he slaps a couple of hands. You know, Punk doesn't like kids and people, but maybe he slaps a couple of hands, and then he goes to the corner turnbuckles. He does a little pose, some shit with his music, does a fucking, the straight edge thing. But no, we opted for this. This was better. That, it's a beatdown, and then Punk storms out of the dressing room with no music, no introduction, no nothing to get the fans fucking pumped up, all right? We don't hear the cult of personality. He just slides right in and gets involved in the action. That is the worst fucking way to debut somebody in your promotion. Just saying. I know I didn't book it that way. Listen, I just fucking told you what I would have done on the fly right here, right now. If all five of us, including John Shane, all six of us, including the referee, we're in the back and I'm explaining to you, hey, let's do this. We got to get a reaction. The point of professional wrestling is to get a reaction. My reaction right now is I'm fucking tight about this, okay? But the crowd, the empty seats, were not like flipping and going like this and fucking clapping when Punk came out, okay? So I don't know who thought that one up, but you fucked up. You fucked up on that one.
And all of a sudden, the tag team championships are on the line.
Punk and De Niro now, they got the Solution reeling.
Solution almost colliding, but stereo super kicks and the Gathering are back together.
The Gathering are back together again. Oh my God, because the fans missed the Gathering. This is a very important scene right here. Okay, this is very important. Now let me break this down for you at the moment, okay? So what we just saw is maybe roughly about 3-4 minutes of Punk, Julio, and CM Punk. Okay, so what we just saw is maybe roughly about 3-4 minutes of Punk, Julio, and CM Punk. Okay, so what we just saw is maybe roughly about 3-4 minutes of Punk, Julio, and CM Punk. Okay, so what we just saw is maybe roughly about 3-4 minutes of Punk, Julio, and CM Punk. Okay, so what we just saw is maybe roughly about 3-4 minutes of Punk, Julio, and CM Punk. Okay, so what we just saw is maybe roughly about 3-4 minutes of Punk, Julio, and CM Punk. Okay, so what we just saw is maybe roughly about 3-4 minutes of Punk, Julio, and CM Punk. Okay, so what we just saw is maybe roughly about 3-4 minutes of Punk, Julio, and CM Punk. Okay, so what we just saw is maybe roughly about 3-4 minutes of Punk, Julio, and CM Punk. Okay, so what we just saw is maybe roughly about 3-4 Julio De Niro coming to the ring and the Solution coming to the ring, and they're getting their cheap heat. We're building this swerve that Punk's not here, but then I want a title match, and now Punk comes out because there was a swerve. Okay, about 4 minutes in the match, we got very limited action. Very limited, okay? Now, as you've already seen, as you've already witnessed, we didn't have a large crowd there that day. Probably less than, I don't know, maybe there's 200 people. Maybe, okay? And CM Punk was advertised. Then CM Punk comes out on Julio's swerve. No reaction. Now, granted, the way it was set up probably wasn't enough to elicit a reaction. I get that. Okay. But now, what you're about to see is what changes the entire course of this match and turns it into a shit show, okay? Because what you've just seen now is what triggered Billy Firehawk to make the decision to switch the titles. Watch this.
Matchup, Solution thinking CM Punk wasn't in the building. Hell, we were even thinking CM Punk wasn't.
Okay. You see right back here, you see where Havoc is going to the table to pick up the belts? You see that handsome bald man back there? That's me. That's me. Right behind Havoc is Billy Firehawk. And this is the moment where Billy Firehawk is telling me, you hear that crowd? We fucked up. We got to put the tag titles on them. And I'm like, with my arms crossed, no fucking way. Nope. You know what, Billy? Too late. Match is already happening. You should have told me that earlier. And he's insisting. Let's watch.
Even in the building, but apparently he was, and now the tag titles are on the line.
And these.
All right, now you get a better shot. This is a better shot of Billy Firehawk telling me. I don't want people thinking I'm bullshitting, okay? Because I used to get a lot of shit, all right? I used to get a lot of shit about my booking. And you know what? As an old school wrestling guy, I'm 48 years old. I've fucking been watching wrestling for a long time. I know that there's a certain art and design to putting together a wrestling match, to promoting, to telling a story, psychology. I get it. I completely get it. I'm a fucking student of the game, okay? And you're looking right now, okay? I'm having a conversation. My arms are normally crossed when I'm either analyzing something and trying to figure it out, or I fucking don't agree with what's being told to me. I for some reason, it's a defense mechanism. I'm like, all right, yeah, okay, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, I'm telling him right now. Not to mention, you've seen the reaction so far. You've seen what's going on in the ring. You see that these fucking people are not really responding. They're sitting on their hands, okay? They've barely gotten any wrestling action done. Punk's entrance was delayed, but something, I don't know, maybe you saw it. I sure as fuck didn't see it. Something's telling Firehawk, hey, man, let's switch the belts. Like, let's fuck up this match completely, and let's switch the belts. He's telling me right there. Now I've got to go relay that fucking message.
Fans going absolutely nuts here at the Cyberspace Arena.
There I am, inching up, all right? Inching up, like, how the fuck am I going to tell these guys to switch the titles? I got to tell John Shane, okay? And John Shane can tell his team, and then his team's going to have to relay it back to the ring. Now, before I go any further with this, okay? Before I go any further, as a matter of fact, let me go a drop further, okay? Because I want you to see something, and then you'll understand better when I'm reacting and explaining it.
We thought we were going to get the reunion of one of the most talented teams of the past couple of years from NWA TNA, and we are, but now the...
All right, if you can see over Papa Don's left shoulder, I'm telling John Shane what's going on. I'm giving him the orders from Firehawk, okay? Again, I believe my arms are still crossed because I don't agree with it. I'm keeping it close to the vest. My feelings, if they burst out, I lose my shit. There was a fucking show that we had one time where we were building up. I'm sorry to go on a side note, but let me just tell you real quick. We were having a feud between Josh Daniels and TNA's Bobby Roode, or Robert Roode. You would know him in WWE. And we were building towards a USA versus Canada flag match. And I'm in the back with Josh Daniels, and we're going over his promo to challenge for that match on the next card. And Billy Firehawk got so excited that he went out there and cut a promo just in between matches, just grabbed the microphone from the ring, and I was like, on the next show, we're going to do a flag match. While he's saying that, I look at Josh Daniels. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? The fuck is he doing? We're working on your promo so that you can announce that. Billy, I love Billy. Billy's a brother to me, okay? And I miss him dearly. But he used to fuck up my shows, okay? And on that show with the flag match, I took the script and I was like, Billy, what the fuck are you doing? You just ruined a segment of the show that we had planned out to get Josh over, and I took the fucking script, I threw it in his fucking face. I was like, I guess we don't need me anymore, right? Because we're just fucking, we're just winging it now, okay? We're not sticking to what the head writer wrote on paper, who's got it organized, strategically placed on the shows. I just fucking threw the script at him and bounced. So maybe that's why my arms are crossed here, because I'm just like, yeah, I don't have a script on me to throw, but I will choke this motherfucker now because this doesn't make any sense. Anyway, there I am giving the bad news to John Shane, and there's more to come.
Richest prize in cyberspace tag team wrestling is on.
Oh, this breaks my fucking heart. This breaks my heart so much. There's John Shane doing our dirty work and telling the solution, Billy wants you to switch the titles. Change the finish. Drop the belts. Now, dude, let me just tell you right now, okay? Let me get off this fucking frame because it frustrates me. John Shane, Papa Don, Havoc were three of... If they were my favorites, okay? They were my fucking favorites. So much so that after Billy Firehawk passed away and I was going to rebuild the NWA Shockwave brand moving forward, we chose to split up the solution. We turned them babyface at first, which was great. The crowd loved it. Then they decided, hey, man, we want to try things out on our own, go singles. So as my new champions, I selected Papa Don to be our internet champion and Havoc to be our heavyweight champion. And John Shane, man, I was going to leave him in the win, but he was going to feud with him. He was going to go after their belts and build a whole new John Shane gang, a whole new stable to threaten those titles. And, obviously things didn't work out. Politics. Fucking indie wrestling, there's politics. That's crazy. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I love those guys so much, man. And it broke my heart to have to do that, okay? It broke my heart because it really didn't make sense. The match, there wasn't a roar of the crowd. And here are three guys who were so loyal, who were friends, who I felt like they were family. And it's like betraying them. It's like telling them, hey, as much as I love you guys and I want to reward you by making you tag team champions and manager of the year, this guy's a little more fucking important on his first show in, doesn't even want to talk to anybody, introduce himself to anybody, doesn't want to fucking work with me because, he thinks I'm Vince Jr. But let's put the belt on him. Let's reward him for being an asshole, okay? Oh, man. And then John Shane had to go there. And for those that don't know, John Shane, mastermind in the business, dude. Mastermind. I used to bounce ideas off him all the time. Now, we had a blast with it, too. We had a fucking blast because we would inspire some of our ideas based on our favorite movies. But then John Shane's got to go and tell them. And they don't even have enough time to react or process it. They just have to go there and do it. It felt like such an absolute betrayal to people who have been so loyal to you. Now we're going to reward Punk. Let's continue, and I'm going to point out a couple of other things that I had never seen before, but I'm sure you're going to see right now. Dude, Papa Don is stunned. Look at Havoc's face. Havoc's like, the fuck you talking about? Papa Don's like, what? Why? Why? What did we do? now change it? How the fuck do they even know? The ref doesn't know. Julio doesn't know. Punk doesn't know. Havoc's just like I swear to God, if this match got fucked up because of this, how do you blame the wrestlers? Yes, I called this CM Punk's worst match ever. It's not any of their faults, not even Punk's. I gotta assume responsibility for this. This is my fault. I should have fucking fought a little harder to say no. To say save it for another show. Let's build up to that. We'll do a rematch later. Let Punk and De Niro win by DQ. Whatever, man. Just let the fucking match be what the match is, because at the end of the day, the Solution was going to walk out with the tag team titles. Now, I don't remember if it was a disqualification. I'm pretty sure it was a pinfall. I'm pretty sure I had Julio eating that pin. Because the point was to build up some tension between Punk and Julio. Punk gets in, like, oh man, my fucking first match. Come here to be your tag team partner. Can't even fucking rely on you. You know what? Forget this. I gotta go singles. I did what I could. I was here to back you up, but clearly, us being a team doesn't make any sense. And you know what? Look at the faces of Havoc, John Shane, and Papadon right now. It makes no fucking sense.
CM Punk and Julio De Niro have the solution.
Oh, Papadon is fuming right now. Papadon, oh my God. Dude, brothers, I am so sorry. So sorry. But I did make it up to you, though. I made it up to you later on, okay? So, I hope all's forgiven. But damn, I feel terrible. I take all responsibility for this shit show. I don't take responsibility for making that decision. I take responsibility for forcing its execution. Dude, the Solution don't even know how to get in the ring and relay this message right now.
Can they succeed in this type of environment?
We're still waiting for some actual wrestling to happen, too.
Julio De Niro, you got to applaud his efforts, his talking ability, his majesty.
That fucking commentator says you have to applaud Julio De Niro's efforts.
An entertainer of all sorts. He entertained.
Look. Havoc is calling the referee over. Okay? This is the thought process of a smart professional wrestler. Man, love that guy. Miss that guy. Oh. So, Havoc is in the corner telling the ref. They're doing the heel spot where it's like, hey, we're the champs. Back them up. Tell them to go back to their corner. Back them up. Hey, ref, come on. One-on-one. We started off one-on-one. Right? He's calling the ref over to make sure that as the champions, let's do this right. It was a whirlwind when it all started. Let's get this thing back on its track. Tell them to go in their corner, pick one man, we'll choose a man, and then we'll go in. That's not what Havoc's calling the referee for. That's what the fans think Havoc's calling the referee for. Havoc is calling over the ref so that he could say, we're changing the whole fucking thing. Please go to their corner and let them know that we're changing the finish and they're winning the tag team titles.
With the fact that CM Punk wasn't even here.
Hey, do me a favor. Can you go over there? Tell them we changed the finish. Tell them we changed the finish, brother, and they're going to win the belts, all right? So let them go with that. Now, here's Mike Keener. Mike Keener telling them, hey, listen, go to your corner. Kayfabe, listen, read my lips. Go to your corner. One-on-one, one man at a time. By the way, you guys are winning the tag team titles, so change the finish. Now watch Punk's reaction.
CM Punk, first time ever.
Did you see that? Did you fucking catch that? Let me go back a drop. Hold on.
Shot at what you said was true.
CM Punk rolls his fucking eyes.
The NWA Cyberspace Tag Team Championship.
CM Punk, first time.
Look at that. Look at that. Disrespect. We disrespected him, but he disrespected us too. Look. And I can't blame him. Look at his eyes. Looks up. He's just like, hey, man, you're going to win the belt. He looks up. He's like, these fucking amateurs. Not the Solution, not Josh Shane. Me. Firehawk. This organization. What a bunch of fucking amateurs. I can't believe this. You tell me this now in the middle of the match? I'm sorry. You're making me your new tag team champions? Oh, yay. Not only did I not want to be in this fucking match paired up with Julio De Niro, but now you're going to put straps on us? Oh, okay. Well, you didn't think that maybe that would have been a good idea a few weeks ago when you were putting this shit on paper. You didn't think this was a good idea earlier in the afternoon when you were showing me your script and I was laughing at you, calling you Vince Jr., right? You didn't think it was a good idea that maybe we could work it out back then, right? But now you want to do it now that we've already got a match in the ring, a match already mapped out and planned out, and you fucking amateurs. That's exactly the look. And yo, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Not that I'm a fucking amateur, but it was an amateur move. It was not only was it an amateur move, it was an unprofessional move. Oh my God, but my sorries, my regrets, my sympathies. Oh my God, it just fucking bleeds out of me right now. That's why I can't watch these fucking, in particular this match. Never really watched the NWA Cyberspace or Shockwave matches because that's another story for another time, but I've always had the confidence that, you know, the guys would do the right thing as was put on paper. Had I watched some of these matches, it would have been a lot of fucking changes. And that's a big flaw of mine, is that I never watched the matches. This one I specifically avoided because I was so disgusted with the, just dealing with Punk in general. And then the changes that we made. So, but look at his eyes. Rolls his fucking eyes, looks up like, ugh. Again, ugh. And then he laughs. He chuckles. Fucking I'm never coming back. He already knows it. He already knows it. You see that face? It's like, these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers. Watch. Oh, where is it? Here is it. Hey, ref, come over here. Come over here real quick. Hey. Come here, quick. One more time, in full motion. Hey, go over there and tell them. Go over there and tell them that we're changing the whole fucking thing. All right? Tell them to find a way to beat us and take the belt. And the ref's like, hey, you guys are winning the belt. That's you guys. Punk's like, oh, fuck. Ha, ha, ha. You guys suck. And then he goes up there. Now I'm all fired up. Now you would think that any other wrestler that just found out you're about to win the titles, that they might be a little more fired up. This kind of deflated Punk more. This kind of made him feel like, you're gonna put the belt on me anyway, so gives a fuck what I do here. Not like I'm coming back. He already knew. He knew from that fucking moment. That match could have been a banger. He knew from that moment, I ain't coming back. You can put the belt on me. Don't mean shit. There's no contract. Not coming back. Oh, God, what a mess.
Worldwide, he is known.
Again, this is CM Punk's worst match ever, but you cannot blame anyone in that ring. Anyone. None of them should bear the burden of this shit show. That's my responsibility. I don't know what the fuck Papa Don's doing there. No idea. Taking a breather. He was fucking. He was fainting with how stupid the concept of this match was. Which started off with bullshit that you didn't introduce Punk. Then it wasn't a tag match. Now it's a tag title match. All right, and now they're winning the belts, right? Ugh. And you know, when I say you don't see CM Punk doing CM Punk type shit, like you didn't see the GTS, all right? You didn't see the Anaconda Vice. You didn't see certain things, especially for a title match. For a title match that you're gonna win, you know, when you pay to see a wrestler. When you pay to see a wrestler, you pay to see their moveset. You pay to hear their catchphrases. You pay to see their intro. Again, this is 2005, 2006. Things are very, very different. But imagine you go see Cena. You want to see the five-knuckle shuffle. You want to see the attitude adjustment. You pay to see Roman Reigns. You want to see the spear. You want to see the Superman punch. I don't feel like you saw anything special out of CM Punk during this show. Now, here's the other thing. You pay to see CM Punk, right? But now he's got to split the ring time with Julio De Niro. So you're basically paying to see half of a Punk match and stare at his ass while he's in the corner on the apron. Oh, man. I want to shut this shit off right now. I wouldn't blame you if you did, but please, stick around. Just so you can see how this thing ends. Again, Watch the crowd. Not just because Julio's in the ring, because every time Julio was in the ring, that was the reaction anyway. I don't fucking know. Julio was an entertainer. He was fun. And a good worker. But for some reason, the fans didn't respond to them. But CM Punk is here. CM Punk is fucking here. And the fans are just sitting on their hands. They're bored as fuck. They're not doing anything. They're like they look like a bunch of hostages. Like I forced them to be there. Oh, golf clap. Golf clap.
Punk getting in his shots as well.
Papa Don taking his licks from both members.
One of those spots where the heel bounces like a tennis ball from one fist to another. They didn't give a shit.
From the gathering themselves, cradle neck breaker. Julio's got a shot here. Hook of the near leg only gets a 2.
It was almost over right there. Papa Don doesn't know what
So
to
let me
think.
just say this, all right? Yeah, we changed the match, okay? We changed the match. We changed the finish. But when I say CM Punk's worst match, all right? Just because I changed the finish of who's going to win and the tag straps are going to exchange hands, the body of the match, the bulk of the match, should still be the same. It's just the finish that changed. The bulk of the match is still kind of weak. Now, granted, these guys aren't high flyers. They're not, they don't do the flips and shit that everybody does now. This should be an old school tag team wrestling match. And I'm putting this more on De Niro and Punk. They're the baby faces. They should be trying to pump up the crowd. They should be trying to sell to the fans that the Solution is such a dominant tag team that they may not have a chance at ever winning these titles. They've got to cast doubt in the heads of the viewers and the audience. They never do that. They never beg for their sympathy. They never beg for any emotion from them. And considering the disappointment that the Solution had, Papa Don and Havoc are fucking putting it on them right now. They're getting all their shit in.
CM Punk, another example of the star power.
Like, easily, Papa Don and Havoc could have been like, yo, fuck you. You want me to just finger poke and doom this? I'll lay down in the middle of the ring, which we also did one time when Jeff Jarrett was acting up, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, but they could have just laid down and just called it in. These guys are in there really putting, trying to do what they can to put on a quality match. You got to give a lot of credit to Papa Don and Havoc. But you can only play the hand that you're dealt. So if Punk and De Niro aren't giving them much to work with, it takes two to tango.
As again, they use the double team tactics to their advantage. Just wearing down CM Punk, making it harder and harder for him to get over to Julio De Niro and make the tag.
And I also got to point out the camera work. Holy shit, this is from RF Video. And RF Video dominated the tape trading market, or the shoot interview market, or the fan cam market, or the independent market, but they couldn't shoot shit. Oh my god, what the fuck? Their camera angles, they had no fucking no instinct of where to be and how to capture, how to fucking steady hand. Everything's just shaky cam. This ain't fucking Cloverfield or the Blair Witch Project.
Can say they've beaten America's Most Wanted.
Look at this.
Few teams who have been able to top them.
Then whoever cut this match is just like, dude, cut the fucking wobbly shit out. How you're not even cutting to your wider frame. Still, Punk really not doing much here. Let me point something out right now, though, okay? Punk's in here getting an ass whipping. People didn't pay to see Punk get fucked up, okay? If it's a tag team match, you put the weaker link in there. You put the Marty Jannetty in there. And that's clearly Julio De Niro. Let Julio De Niro take the fucking beating and then fight his way to get to CM Punk so that when he makes the hot tag, hopefully the place erupts, including the empty chairs. No, they do the flappy thing. But still, not a good idea. Nobody wants to pay to see CM Punk get his ass whipped for the bulk of the match and then hot tag to Julio De Niro.
There you see it. Let me interrupt you right there, Jerry Strauss.
This should be going the other way. It makes no sense.
Interject himself and point out the cheating. However, the referee telling De Niro to get back to the outside, and that gave the Solution some time to cheat some more.
Big-time side slam from a big-time tag team wrestler. Havoc looking for the cover. And still unable to get it. Punk wants
Man, there's so much
badly
potential there
to
for the
make that
solution.
tag.
How these guys
You could see him
never got
get the
signed by a
opportunity, but
major
it's not
mainstream
easy.
promotion, although it was monopolized. I mean, we put them in there, and they defeated America's Most Wanted 2 times. Not just once, 2 times. The NWA TNA Tag Team Champions, they defeated. And I tried to do that in front of Jeff Jarrett while he was our champion. Tried to showcase these guys, put them in high-profile matches, and for some reason, I don't know. It baffles me. You know, if anything, TNA Wrestling was focused on tag teams. They weren't shitting on them like WWE was, so I can understand that if Vince wanted to do away with, retiring the tag straps and not building a tag team division, I get it. Why look at the solution? But TNA, come on. Even to this day, how is the Greek god Papa Don not fucking signed? That's a perfect fit for AEW or even Impact Wrestling. WWE, I don't know if he's cartoony enough. I think you've got to make a couple of modifications to the Greek god character. Still keep it, still do it, but there's some little tweaks that I would make to that character in order to get on the radar of the WWE. But regardless, this guy is a fucking globetrotter, picking up championship belts everywhere that he goes, and he's still not signed. I don't get it. Yeah, when you get a chance, go out there and take a look at some of these Greek god Papa Don matches. He's been tearing it up on the scene forever. I mean, like one of the greatest unsigned journeymen in the history of the independent wrestling. John Shane, too, man. John Shane could have single-handedly saved the role of the manager. He should be credited with never giving up, never just saying, oh, I guess there's not a spot for me to show. No, he was like, fuck that, dude. I used to watch the Grand Wizard. I used to watch Bobby the Brain Heenan. I used to watch fucking Jim Cornette. Yo, dude, I'm bringing back the importance of the manager. And then, you know what? John Shane may not have gotten the accolades that he should have had. Oh my God, a springboard dropkick. Is that some CM Punk shit? Is that the most we're going to get tonight? Here comes the hot tag. Getting back to John Shane, I would credit him for keeping the role of the manager strong on the Northeast independent circuit. So CM Punk makes that hot tag to Julio De Niro, who comes in like a house of fire, and I guess the audience missed the fire part.
Papa Don's down, Havoc's down. Julio De Niro
Can you blame CM Punk for not wanting to come back? This fucking crowd is dead. Dead. Thank you for buying a ticket, but fuck. Listen, if I would have known you would have come in there with no emotion, I would have sold you the ticket for half price so you could spend the other half on getting some fucking personality.
Shades of the Midnight Express. No.
That was about as close as Julio De Niro wanted to come to defeat. CM Punk in there now, and this match has absolutely broken down. There you see Julio
Even
De
if they
Niro
win
Havoc
the
while
tag team titles, which they do,
Papa Don in the other side of the ring.
where's the celebration?
This
Who
could be the
gives a
opportunity
fuck?
for Julio De Niro to
Oh, high
take
flying
somebody
move by
out.
Julio.
De Niro putting his body on the line, up and over.
Finally,
Outside,
big wrestling
Papa
move.
Don on the move. Punk ducks. Tosses off Papa Don. Shining Wizard. Knockout blow.
That was a little
From
CM Punk
John
kind of
Shane
shit there. Shining
on the
Wizard, what
apron.
happened?
Miss Michelle coming over now, and she slaps John Shane.
Look at John Shane selling that bitch slap. I'm not calling Miss Michelle a bitch. It's just
So to speak,
bitch slap.
physically
It's a term,
involved.
bitch slap.
And it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Ow.
Oh, look at
And
how
Havoc
fucking
spears his
Papa
own
Don
partner.
eats
Down
that
goes
spear.
Papa Don.
Pros, man. Fucking pros.
Havoc sent to the floor now. Papa Don in no man's land.
Papa Don's in big trouble. The side breaker. Julio drops the elbow. We've
There's
got
the
a
pin.
cover.
1, 2, 3.
Julio De Niro and CM Punk.
I think I saw
capture
maybe 4
the
people
NWA
jump up.
Cyberspace Tag Team Championship. A match we never, ever
Oh my God, we
expected.
did it. We did it. Oh my God, I'm so happy they changed this in the middle of the
Because of
match.
it.
One of the most unpredictable, one of the most exciting, emotional.
Exciting, emotional, unpredictable, frustrating, debacles, shit shows.
Back together, the Gathering have captured the tag team gold, and these fans are on their feet.
Yeah, you know what? You saw it. It is what it is, man. I really fucking tried. I did. I'm so sorry to everybody involved. It's one of those things, man. You just can't explain it. I mean, no. Well, I just did explain it. But still, it shouldn't have happened. It wasn't worth it. And I hope that you can agree that this, in fact, was CM Punk's most lackluster performance and, in fact, his worst match ever. I'm DieHard Derek. This is the Midnight Hustle. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you later. Remember, if you don't hit that button, then elbows may have to be dropped.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?